We're back now to embattled Republican Senate candidate Roy Moore and the allegations that 9 women have now made against him. Leigh Corfman was the first woman to come forward, alleging that she was just 14 years old when the then 32-year-old Moore, an assistant district attorney at the time, sexually assaulted her. And Ms. Corfman joins us exclusively this morning for her first television interview. Good morning.
Good morning,
Thank you for being
Savannah.
here.
Thank you for having me.
I can only imagine what these last few weeks have been like when after 40 years you came forward and told a story publicly that you had never told before publicly.
Right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I feel like a weight's been lifted. I've had huge support, which I can't say how important that has been. And I've had a lot of people that have come out and have said that because of my courage that they're able to do the same.
I know the details are difficult, but for those who aren't familiar, can you tell us your interactions with Roy Moore? You said you were 14 years old, sitting in the courthouse with your mom. He walked up, introduced himself, and then ultimately called you and asked you out for a date.
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it a date. I'd say it was a meet. At 14, I was not dating. At 14, I was not able to make those kind of choices. I met him around the corner from my house. My mother did not know. And he took me to his home. After arriving at his home, on the second occasion that I went with him, he basically laid out some blankets on the floor of his living room and proceeded to seduce me, I guess you would say. And during the course of that, he removed my clothing. He left the room and came back in wearing his white underwear, and he touched me over my clothing, what was left of it, and he tried to get me to touch him as well, and at that point I pulled back and said that I was not comfortable, and I got dressed and he took me home. But I was a 14-year-old child trying to play in an adult's world, and he was 32 years old.
What did you think in that moment? Did you think, I was just molested or assaulted? Or did you not really think about it in those terms?
I don't know that I really thought about it in those terms because it wasn't part of my vocabulary. I'd been reading Harlequin romances, for years at that point, and I was expecting candlelight and roses, and what I got was very different.
Did you tell anyone at the time?
Right after it, I told 2 of my good friends, and then I told one other, and they told me how bad of an idea this was, and
to be with an older man like that.
Right, and that we weren't prepared for that. When he called again, I didn't go. I made an excuse, and I didn't go.
How do you think that interaction affected your life?
Well, it took away a lot of the specialness of, interactions with men. It took some trust away. It allowed me to delve into some things that I wouldn't have otherwise. It took years for me to regain a sense of confidence in myself, and I felt guilty. I felt like I was the one that was to blame, and it was decades before I was able to let that go.
You speak of decades, and of course it has been decades that you've held this secret. There will be people watching who say, why now? Why not bring this up over the last few years, particularly when Roy Moore, who was a rising star in Alabama politics, ran for election, was a Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and they say, it doesn't add up. Why wait? How do you respond to that?
Well, it's very simple, really. I did tell people. My family knew. Family friends knew. My friends knew. I spent a lot of time every time he came up railing against, him and what he had done to me when I was 14 years old. My children were small. I was a single parent. And when you're in that situation, you do everything you can to protect your own. And I sat in the courthouse parking lot and thought, you know, I'm going in, I'm going to confront him.
Years later,
and this
you
is
thought
like
about
2000, 2001. And I wanted to walk into his office and say, hey, remember me? You know, you need to knock this stuff off. You know, I need to go public. My children were small, so I didn't do it. The second time, I actually sat down with my children, who were then junior high and elementary school, and I told them, you know, high overview, and gave them the ability to make the decision. They were afraid that with all of their social connections that they would be castigated in their groups.
You had to tell your kids
I had
something
to tell
about
my
what had
kids.
happened.
Right. And we decided together that we wouldn't do it at that time. So when the Washington Post sought me out, I didn't go looking for this. This fell in my lap. It literally fell in my lap. And I had to make a decision. And I told them that at that time, the reporters, who were all just wonderful to me, that if they found additional people, that I would tell my story. And they found those people.
A couple of things. Roy Moore denies these allegations and further says he does not even know you.
I wonder how many me's he doesn't know.
Kayla Moore, Roy Moore's wife, has suggested that some of the accusers, although she didn't name you specifically, that some of the accusers were paid. So I have to ask you, were you paid or compensated in any way by any entity for your story?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If anything, this has cost me. I've had to take leave from my job. I have no tickets to Tahiti. And my bank account has not flourished. If anything, it has gone down because currently I'm not working.
When you think about, in a sense, what you started,
yeah,
you decided to come forward, and since then, 8 other women have come forward.
Right.
What did you think when you started hearing other stories? Can you describe that feeling? I mean, is it relief? Is it fury? Is it joy?
I think it's a combination of all of those things. My sorrow that others have had to go through this. But here's the beauty of what has happened. The support has been amazing. Women and men have come forward to tell their stories that have never had the ability to do so because of my courageous actions.
I want to put a picture up of you at 14 years old, and a lot of people have seen this photo now.
Right.
When you see that young lady, what do you think? What goes through your mind?
She sure did have a lot of promise ahead of her, and she didn't deserve to have a 32-year-old man prey upon her.
And one final question for those who might be watching thinking, what are your politics?
My politics? Well, I've voted as a Republican for years and years and years. But this isn't political for me. This is personal. It's very close to my heart, and I've lived with this for a long time.
Leigh Corfman, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
And we're back right after this.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.